Right now I'm in Philadelphia, PA. I'm originally from New Jersey, but you know I'm a New Yorker. I love New York City. It's my city, even though I'm not from here. But yeah, so I wanted to come and talk to you guys about the situation that I'm dealing with. Most people will be afraid to talk about it, but not me. I'm literally going through a situation with me where I am currently homeless. Homeless in a sense of not sleeping on the ground, not in the streets, but literally, yeah, I say, paraphrasing, not really homeless, but more like on God's journey with me, on my journey with God, should I say. God put me here. I didn't even know that I was actually going to be in Philadelphia at all. It was the year of 2023, which was last summer. Last August, I came here, literally, I thought I was going to be in my cousin's house. Literally winds up being redirected here. All in a matter of, it took seconds for me to book that Greyhound and be here. So I've been here ever since. It's been a year now. And it's been a journey. I literally was staying overnight shelters. I did have my own apartment when I was here. So the first 6 months I was here, last August till March, we was at my son's flower house. Then we left there, got into a shelter, and only took, they have shelter intakes here. So I went there, and I was able to get in a shelter intake place. Literally, it only took one day of going there. This happened to be that one day. Actually, this was one day when I went there. That particular day, we ended up in the Red Shield shelter here in Philadelphia. And it's funny because as I look back and collect the dots, at that time, back in March, when we entered the shelter, I knew I was coming to the shelter. When I came here in August of 2023, I got a job at the Fresh Grocer in Philadelphia, one of the Fresh Grocers. And two times, there was women, 2 different women, came into my line and just randomly started talking about different things. You know, as a cashier, we do all that yapping. And both of these women gave me information to the same exact shelter. I didn't know I was coming to this shelter per se, like really know. But of course, God, spirit guides and God guides you. So spiritually, yes, I was already preordained to come here to the specific shelter, stay there X amount of time with me and my 5-year-old son, etc. But anyway, so it's kind of like a backstory into how this all kind of went spiritually on a spiritual level. So we wound up going there. We stayed there from March until we got our apartment, which was through another Women's Executive program. We stayed in that apartment. That apartment literally only 3.5 weeks, and then we moved back into the shelter. Yes. We moved back into the shelter, and we were literally doing overnight shelters, and like every night we had a place to stay, and it was literally, again, God leading me again, spiritual leading, spiritual guiding. One day, I called myself escaping. I called myself escaping from the apartment that I was living in with the WAA program. It was actually an apartment, a gated community. And I called myself escaping twice from there. Tell me why God brought me right back there twice. One time it was like 3 or 4 o'clock in the afternoon. The second time, it was like 2 o'clock in the morning. So yeah, everything was spiritual before it's actually physical. So after those 2 attempts, the third time, I just spoke to God like, listen, you already know I can't stay in this apartment. Not because I'm afraid to live alone, guys. No, I've always been self-sufficient, self-independent, taking care of myself, me and my 2 boys, very on my own. Since 19 years old. I never had a home to go back to. I had my first apartment at 19, a month out of high school. But anyway, so the first 2 times I tried to escape from this apartment after we moved from the shelter back in July. We moved to the WAA program where they give you like an apartment, but it's not really your apartment you're actually paying. You're literally in an apartment program, but you're literally pretty much there. It's not a shelter, but it's more like how can I say? It's more like a program that basically have their own little housing. They have a community and everything like that. But living there for only 3.5 weeks, it was so many reasons why, though, guys. It was literally all red flags. Let me tell you, in this apartment, I literally lived by myself with my 5-year-old son. Now, I don't know if you wouldn't feel this way or any of y'all out there do, but I do. It was like a first floor apartment, but not the first floor, more like the second floor, but here are all the red flags. But I always say God knows what he's doing. He does it for a reason, for whatever the reason is, so on and so forth. In this apartment unit, I was the only person in the actual, the only person in the building. And in this apartment, so there was no, I was on the second floor. There was no first floor tenant or third floor tenant. I was the only tenant. However, that wasn't that scary. It wasn't that. So that's one thing, but that wasn't really major. So the main thing, the three main things are this. One, none of the windows locked. No, we had about 9 to 10 windows in that apartment. None of the windows locked. So that means somebody can come in there and leave as they please while we're asleep or whatever, or hurt us. Two, the second red no for me was, well, the one major thing was really not that the windows didn't lock, but the number one thing was that we were literally on the second floor, but it looked like a first floor apartment because it was positioned on the second floor, but it was in a garden apartment style building, meaning the building was like a little short building, and you know, one of them garden style apartment buildings where it's kind of low to the ground, but not like a really tall skyscraper. We were on the second floor, and this felt like the first floor / basement. Well, maybe not the basement, but it felt like a first floor unit, and I don't do first floors. So that was the number one red flag. Number two, again, said, like I said, none of the windows locked. Second red flag. The third and final one was the door to the apartment building where I lived. It was only 3 stories, three families. I was on the second floor, the first and third floor was empty. The door was very janky, like meaning it was broken. Like, mind you, let me backtrack. The day I was moving in, there was someone fixing the door and painting and all that other shit in the same building at the same time. The door never got fixed. I literally lived here for 3.5 weeks, and even when I came back a week later, the door was still not fixed.